In a perfect world, this would have been the last season of The Boys. Everything built up to a huge final fight, Homelander and Soldier Boy, Butcher and others with Compound V. Most storylines got neatly wrapped up, but it wasn't. In fact, there isn't just a season 4 coming, there's also a season 5. Something The Boys struggles with, but especially this season, is keeping its importance. What I mean by that is, why should we watch this show and not others? Or what is it doing that it hasn't already done before? It's the problem of that and that too many things happened. I feel the writers started thinking we, the viewer, might start getting bored, so they put so many things in the show. So eventually plot lines just get overwritten. For example, one episode the audience learns that Nadia and Edgar are connected, a huge reveal with many ramifications. Then, just 2 episodes later, Nadia turns on Edgar, another huge reveal with many ramifications. The show simultaneously does too little and too much to the point where you just don't really care anymore. So, my title says that season 4 will disappoint. Why? Well, because we're basically back at the status quo. Nothing really important actually occurred throughout season 3. Yes, things happened, but nothing that really impacts the story that greatly. So without this season, would there be much change in the show? No, which makes me worried for season 4, because we know there's gonna be a season 5, so they have to stretch out all these plot lines once again, and try to convince us that it's something worth watching. Something season 3 did a lot that worries me about upcoming seasons is contradicting itself and just being overall confusing. Examples are, why did Mother's Milk's hate for Soldier Boy just come out of nowhere? This was the first, real time the show mentions this, but it's supposedly a huge part of his character. Huey randomly gets super power hungry. Strange. You could say it was sort of in character, but then to turn around so quickly to not caring about power is weird. They turned some of the characters into blown up versions of themselves and it just didn't really work. Another thing that continues to keep getting worse and worse as the show goes on is power scaling. Once you show someone is of a certain strength, you shouldn't be able to scale them down, but The Boys doesn't play by those rules. Throughout pretty much every fight in the show, especially the big ones, they will make certain people weaker and stronger throughout even the same fight so they can get the light for a couple of minutes. Keep the people strong who are strong. It's one thing if they took Compound V, but even then, to be able to just rival Homelander is kind of crazy. He is the superhero. Butcher shouldn't be able to rival that. More problems I have with the show is the excess of plot holes. Usually I try to ignore them, but at this point there's too many to not. Starlight can just talk on her phone with people without anyone listening in. She's a part of the 7, I'm positive someone would have her phone tapped. Why is Frenchie, who has killed multiple Supes, nerfed so hard against the Russians? It just doesn't really make sense. One last problem is the show is too scared to kill people. Oh, very big dumb, but that's not a real complaint. You can't be mad that they didn't kill people. Shut up! A-Train, as a good example, should have died. So many more people should have died. At a certain point, you just need to grow balls as a showrunner or writer and decide to get rid of some plot armor. It probably sounds like I hate this show, but I don't. It's good and I do enjoy it, especially the earlier seasons. I'm just weary about the upcoming season because I do want it to be good, so hopefully they return to form. But hey, let me know what you think. Do you agree with me? Disagree? Who knows?